CAP is the #1 destroyer of new referees and umps. When we talked about that social ref switchboard, the first switch on the board is CAP. But here's the real danger of CAP. The danger of CAP is not that it happens, the danger is what you do about it. And we talk about the idea of lesson reps and growth reps. A lesson rep says that the experience you just had was a mistake. You go, maybe you've had this experience recently, maybe you had this experience 20, 30 years ago. You go and you make that first really obvious yellow card call. By the way, I'm going to pretend like I know something about soccer here, so just bear with me. I need you guys' help with this, so just stick with me. You make that first you've been waiting for this moment, right? You've got that card, I don't know, do you keep it here, do you keep it here? We'll talk about that later. Okay, you go, you make that first big yellow card call, and you're like, man, this is it, I'm finally here, I'm a referee, this is my first, and you pull it out and you're like, yes, and how long does that smile last for? You pull it out, it probably lasts about as long as it takes for my flag football penalty flag to hit the ground for that big pass interference call. And people say, depending on which league you're in, people say, what the hell are you talking about? Ref, they ran into me, how could you make that call? Are you trying to cost my team? And you're like, whoa. And your brain just says, what just happened? We hate that. Your body, your nervous system, your stomach says, that was awful. And it says, man, maybe that was a mistake. And we're going to file that away as a lesson rep. And the lesson is, that was a hot stove. Let's never touch that hot stove again. The reason why we lose referees is not because they can't learn the rule book or memorize the rule book or learn signals or show up on time or because we don't pay them enough, or maybe that's part of it too. The reason why we lose referees is because we have to get rid of them, because they have those first few CAP calls that are gonna come. And what they do is they say, that was bad, that pass interference was bad, that obstruction at second base was bad, and it's a lesson. And the lesson is, let's never put ourselves in that situation ever again. And that's the dangerous part about CAP. And you're still reffing, but you're not really a ref anymore. You're reffing on small stuff, you're reffing on procedures, you're over-reffing on tiny stuff that doesn't matter, but you're basically an observer, you're no longer a ref, because you're afraid to make the big calls. Everybody notices when you're over-reffing on the small calls because you're afraid of the big calls. You guys have big calls. You guys have penalty kicks. Those are huge calls. Those are auto-argument calls. Just like pass interference gets argued every time, I'm going to guess that when you call that penalty kick, you tell me, if you've done it before and someone's like, you're right, I got him. Hey, good call. Good call, ref. My bad. Here, they get the ball for you. Here you go. I'll put it. If that happens, I've never seen it before. I haven't watched a ton of soccer. You guys have watched more soccer than me. But that's really the issue. The issue is that you need to treat CAP like a growth rep. This sucks. But if I get through it, my communication system and my career as a referee will get better. We talked about tiny tears earlier. When you make your muscles bigger, I don't know if you can tell I work out a lot, when you make your muscles bigger at the gym, you actually tear your muscles and they grow back stronger. They call them tiny tears. You don't want big tears, but you want small tears. That is a growth rep. When you rode your bike for the first time and you fell off and skinned your knee, you probably didn't hop up and say, you know what, this bike riding thing, not for me. Done with it, never gonna happen. Or you say, hey, I probably shouldn't turn my bike that fast anymore. I'm gonna learn from this and go on. Great referees treat CAP as growth reps, file it away, learn how to deal with it. They don't run and hide from it and turn it into a lesson rep, but they also don't try and tackle it head on, which is gonna be an escalator, and we'll talk about that in a second.